right, everybody, we are here for week 7. Here are your commissioner picks. Let's get into it. Starting off with Paul's Wonderwolf team and Ian's starting Bijan is the Pits. Paul sitting at 2 and 4 right now. Not great look for you, Paul. Not a great look. Hopefully you get a little bit of luck going on here. Ian sitting nice and pretty at 4 and 2. That's beautiful. I love that for you. Definitely not jealous. Getting into it though, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, that game on Thursday, that was fun as hell and surprising. We've got Trevor Lawrence over there. I'm getting better, but still not good at this. Got Aaron Rodgers or Trevor Lawrence playing over here, and he has been getting better. That team still feels like an anomaly. Probably gonna lose this one, I think, if I remember seeing the score here a second ago. But let's see what happens if they can get some fourth quarter magic going on. That would be huge for Trevor Lawrence and Ian's team. Moving into running backs, I think Judkins and Tootin gonna have a hard time sticking up to Bijan Robinson. I think Judkins has a good day though against Miami. Miami is painful to watch. So and there you see that score right now: Jacksonville 0, Rams 28. Not sure that Trevor Lawrence is gonna pull that one off with only 10 minutes left to go. So probably not looking good for you there, Ian. But Tootin's not looking good either. I think Bijan's going to continue to see a lot of work, like we saw last week. And Penix, which is great. This is great against San Francisco. Ought to be a good game, but I think 16 points is pretty accurate for him. I think they're going to rely heavily on Bijan again, like they should. Decent yardage though to London. I dropped Pitts. I'm not playing him in one of my redraft leagues, so I don't think we'll get a whole lot there. But hey, who knows? Keenan Allen's looked fine. Jackson Smith and Jigba has looked great. I think Tucker against Kansas City, man, he had a great week, and I know he's still ranked well because of it. But man, not confident playing him. On the other side, though, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Quinshon Judkins, excuse me, Quentin Johnston. Uh, I think all of these are good plays here. I'm not sure I want to get this any of the wide receivers from Cleveland in this game. So I'm not a big fan of that little desperation play there. But the kid from UCF is throwing a ton of volume, so maybe one lands there. I think Johnson's a good tight end start here. He's getting a ton of volume as well. And overall, I am giving the win to Ian, moving him to 5 and 2. Nice job, Ian. All right, we're gonna get into Nick's Wacko for Flacco versus Vince's Nice Guys here. We got two teams sitting at 3 and 3. Matthew Stafford, as we see over there, he's doing pretty well. I mean, he's already over his projected. He's got 10 minutes left to probably run out the most, so you won't get too many more points. But hey, that's a good start. Flacco on Thursday, though, incredible with the win. Um, Mike Tomlin's got to be absolutely pissed about that. It doesn't look great though for Vince after this. Carson Wentz against Philadelphia. That shouldn't be very good for him. Jackson Dart had a great game last weekend, and you're gonna have mommy take care of that. And he's playing against Denver today. I think it's gonna be a little bit more challenging, but we'll see. He did look great though. I'm excited for that. Get at me if you want to make a trade there. I'll be picking him up in a few leagues. Running backs though, Barkley and Gibbs, Montgomery and Krosky Merritt. I want to say Bill in the middle of Krosky Merritt. Great running back combos on both teams. Kind of a wash though if you're talking about commissioner picks here. DJ Moore in New Orleans with the rain. I, wait, no, okay, I was gonna say I thought New Orleans was a dome. It is a dome. They're playing in Chicago. Not sure. I'm excited for this one. I feel like DJ Moore's had some weird stuff going on lately. Yeah, he has. So yeah, you don't feel great about it. I think Elik Iamaner could actually be a pretty good play here. I think he beats the 8.62 projected that you've got there. AJ Brown against Minnesota. Up and down with him, man, right? You liked 11.9 is fine. 20 weeks, a couple weeks ago. What are we gonna get here? Pittman versus the Chargers versus Dobbins. I'm a fan of Dobbins against the Giants here. Overall, I thought, oh, it was a different Ferguson. I was gonna say, I thought Ferguson just got a touchdown, but different Ferguson. Overall, I think it's gonna be a pretty close match, but I am giving the win to Nick's Wacko for Flacco. I think that Flacco game on Thursday is just too much to overcome. All right, let's get into our next one here. You got Lindent's Lindennt team versus Katie's Tyreek Cardiac Arrest. 0 and 6 for Lindennt versus 2 and 4 for Tyreek Cardiac. Just real dominant teams here, and it is actually going to be pretty close. So we'll dig into this a little bit here, but we won't spend too much time. Cam Ward not been looking too great, but Geno Smith has been looking even worse. You got Tajay Spears against Travis Etienne. Yeah, I don't like either of them. And look, Etienne's not doing much right now, so that sucks. Scatterboo looked fantastic. You gotta love having that as a pick. That's great. Gainwell's been looking horrible. All right, we're getting some funky stuff here. Sterling Shepard should get the volume play at Tampa. I think Mike Evans might be out. I haven't checked that in the past few minutes, but I don't think he's trending towards playing. I know Egbuka will not be playing, so that speaks well for volume for Sterling Shepard. But um, I think Tez might be the play here for the long bomb. Stephon Diggs against Tennessee should be good. Should be a good play here. I like it. I don't like Thornton. I think that's desperation play. Chubb, I don't think that's gonna be that great here. Um, I don't think he's. I think he's declining. Oh no, he did well last weekend. Fuck me. All right. Well, either way, you don't like Oladipo Zacchaeus. Am I remembering his name right? I should. He was on the Falcons. Olamide Zacchaeus. Yeah, not a big fan of him. Um, this weekend and when he was in the Falcons. I think Golden's a good play. Matthew Golden for Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, I think, is going to be out, certainly hobbled. So I think we're going to see some forced volume from Jordan Love to his receivers, and I think Golden's a good play to have. I think Coker's a good play to have as well. Um, for these teams. Chuba Hubbard's dinged up, and also Rico Suave. We got to talk about him in a minute. But Rico Dowdle's been looking great. I'm not sure they're going to go back to him, to Chuba Hubbard, right away. So, a little bit of a risky play here. Overall, though, I think Lindennt does get the win. So sorry, Katie, you're moving to 2 and 5. Lindennt, sorry for you too, buddy. You're moving to 1 and 6. I know that's not what you want to hear. Moving on to Turd Ferguson, Erik's Turd Ferguson versus Sons of the Harpy. Let's take a look. 2, 3, and 3 teams. Really close matchup here. And Erik, do you not have the motherfucking Turd Ferguson that I was just looking at? No, I guess not. Um, it's going to be a close one. Actually, a lot of the games this weekend are going to be pretty close. Let's talk about quarterbacks. Sam Darnold looking pretty good playing against Houston. Jared Goff waiting for a huge game from him against Tampa. Could be it. I think it might be it, honestly. They're playing at home, so that's good for Jared Goff. So let's see. I think that's going to be a win there. Bo Nix against the Giants. I like it for him. 22 points is a lot, but I think he can get there. C.J. Stroud has not been looking very good playing against Seattle. Seattle's defense has been kind of weird this year. They've predominantly been really good, um, not been great this year. So maybe C.J. Stroud gets back into it. Maybe we get some points out of him and see a little bit better play. He's not looked very good this year, in my opinion. Brees Hall versus Alvin Kamara. I think he was dinged up. Rumors of being traded. I don't know. 12 points seems accurate. Kendra Miller might get a little extra volume though. I like the Brees Hall side here. Devon A-Chain, I like that. Obviously, he's been absolutely balling out. They're playing at Cleveland with rain, so you just gotta love it. That's gonna play well for him. DeAndre Swift on the other side. Um, I don't think he did well last weekend, and I don't think he's been. What the fuck am I thinking about? 28 points. Who who am I? I shouldn't even be doing this anymore. Anyway, I don't think he's gonna do well this weekend, but I didn't think he did well last weekend, and he blew up apparently. So screw me. Tez Johnson here. It's a desperation play. I saw a big touchdown from him last weekend. Should get to. I think we're still going to get some big plays here. I think he actually goes over this against Detroit. We'll see. They're dinged up defensively, so let's see what happens there. Rashad White. I think Bucky's back. Am I? I have been misremembering things all video, so maybe I'm misremembering it again. But I think Bucky's back. I don't know if Rashad's going to get 15 points here. Seems a little high. Outside of that, I don't really like any of the wide receivers you got here. Shaheed's certainly the one to have for the Saints. Yeah, that sucks. Maybe Sutton gets back to it. He's been good this year, but I think Jennings gets shut down by the Atlanta cornerbacks. They looked really good last weekend. Go Falcons. And then Darren Waller, I actually think, is the better play here at Cleveland in the rain instead of Travis Kelsey, who's playing at home versus the Raiders. So we'll see there. I am giving the win, however, to Sons of the Harpy. I had that misnamed. If you're wondering what the hell I was doing, that's why I had it misnamed, mislabeled. All right, let's talk about Chris's Ligma Harball, Andy Reid versus Brandon's jonesing for a win. 2, 3, and 3 teams. Chris apparently was trying to tank, but he traded for good rookies instead of bad ones, and he is on the warpath right now. But Brandon's been making some moves as well. 2, 3, and 3 teams. It doesn't look like it's going to be close, but let's get into it a little bit and see where we might disagree here. I already said Jordan Love's going to have a good game. I think he's going to play well. 21 points looks good. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes over. Similarly, I think Daniel Jones plays well against the Chargers, and I think he goes over 18 points. Um, yeah, Mac Jones against the Atlanta Falcons. Mac Jones looked pretty good. Um, that's going to be a nice little trading piece for San Francisco. But yeah, Mac Jones looked good. I think he'll play fine. He's mobile enough. But the Falcons' defense did look good last weekend against the Bills, or actually Monday. So I'm a little skeptical of the 20 points. And Marvin Harrison Jr. has not looked good this year, coming off of a concussion this past weekend. Arizona's looked like garbage. So I don't know. And you got Brandon Knight. I don't know if his name's Brandon Knight, but I know he's the backup running back for them. Scored a touchdown last weekend. Bam, Knight. There it is. You're just hoping to get lucky against a pretty stout Green Bay defense. So I'm not excited about either of these plays. I don't think you get 15 points between the two of them, but who knows? Who knows? Vidal's been great, great pickup there, great temporary play. So like that for you. Adunze, I think is going to be a fun watch. I'm not sure if he's going to get to 15 points, but I do like it. And then on the other side, let's see, Genty, whew, gotta love it. Woody Marks needs to have a big game though. He blew up, kind of tapered off, and we need to see him come back again against a stout Seattle defense. I'm not sure it's going to happen. Charbonnet or playing against Houston's. Let's take a look at him. I think it's going to be a good day for him. Let's get into the rest of this stuff. It's not looking great though. Brandon, you got to make some more moves, buddy. Get your Ukrainian ass active over here and make some trades. I'm not going to go too much further into it. I am excited to see Trimble play. I liked him a while back. He's not done a whole lot. It's not like it's a big game or anything, but he's a big tight end. I do like him. I do expect him to go over 3 points. Let's see. I think Harold Fannin. We're not like this. I don't know why I called him Harry. Good old Harry Fannin though. Lots of volume. I like him rest of the season. I think he's a good pick, and he could easily be the top tight end this weekend. I am gonna give the win though to Chris, the old Ligma Harball, Andy Reid, moving him up to 4-3. Next up, you got JP's All Rookie team versus Mike's Rico Suave, a 2-4 versus a 4-2, and I think this is the first one that's going to be a pretty big blowout. Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. It's hard to beat that two dynamic quarterback duo there. Rico Dowdle has been great. Do expect him to handle at least 60% of the load with Chuba back still. Um, I think Zach Ertz is a great play this weekend at Dallas. Um, T. Higgins got some nice work on Thursday. So, I mean, you got to feel a little bit good about it. Nico Collins should have a good game. Um, yeah, it's an easy win for Mike and the Rico Suave team. All right, we're getting into our last few here. We got Teddy's Hydra 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 versus Mike's mihow team, and I also want to point out here that I did put respect on the Hydra team last weekend. I did give them the win. They're projected to win again this weekend, and I think it's going to happen. Drake May's been playing great. Um, Jacoby Brissett playing again for Arizona. I think this is his second week, right? So maybe he gets away with them not totally understanding. Yeah, this is his second week. It's a tough team to play against, though. Green Bay's defenses look really good. So I don't know. I think this is probably not going to be a great game for him. Um, but hey, Bryce Young on the other side, he's not had very many great games either. Let's see what he does. The Jets defense certainly will allow him to do some work. Christian McCaffrey looks good. Kenneth Walker looks good. DK Metcalf, man, golly, if you had stopped after Q1 of that game, that would have been you would have thought he was just going to have a lights out game, but he did nothing for a second and third quarter. That's so sad. 7 points, super big bummer. Um, I like Waddle. He's looked good with Tyreek out, so I like my Waddle there. You're not gonna do much though with this. If you don't get that fixed, you've got all of 29 minutes to fix it. That's not gonna help you out. Let's see if you got anybody that can help you out. Yeah, you got some people that these are both kickers. Jesus Christ, you got two kickers that are gonna outscore a lot of people's wide receivers. That's hilarious. Anyway, I don't think we need to go any further. I'm giving this one to Teddy's Hydra, Hydra, Hydra. Moving them up to 5-2. That's good stuff, man. Last but not least, yours truly, 3-3 versus Peter Straight Cash Homie, 6-0. Big game for Patty Fryermuth, 31 points. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not even gonna slow play it. I think I give Peter his first win this week. I think it's me. Um, I want to thank me. Popped in my head. Anyway, Patrick Mahomes against the Raiders. It's going to be fun to watch. But you got Baker Mayfield on the other side against Detroit. Baker's the MVP for me for the NFL. So this year, um, Javante is and has been looking good. But Jonathan Taylor is like the number one running back right now in this season. So I think if we were to redraft right now, he'd probably be your 1-1 for your redraft leagues. Just fantastic. I think Ramondre has a good game this weekend. They're giving him some love, so that should play out well. Good volume, few passes. I like it. Nice little touchdown there for Devonte Adams over that way, which is good for me because I want this game to get over with Kyron Williams not scoring a touchdown. That would be great. Right now he's sitting at 9 points. Um, And hey, that just corroborates my thought that I'm going to win. Chris Olave getting good volume at Chicago. We'll see if it continues. Kendrick Bourne playing against Atlanta, playing at home though. Kendrick Bourne's been all right. Yeah, he's been okay. I mean, I don't think it's going to continue this weekend, so we'll see what happens. Um, Tedero McMillan at the Jets. I think this is going to be good. Maybe I'm biased. I think Booty's been all right too, hasn't he? But I don't think it's going to keep up. Yeah, he had a good game last weekend. He's an enigma. Playing against Tennessee though, they're horrible. So maybe they play it. Maybe they do it again. Who knows? CD Lamb is back, baby. He's back. Let's see it. I need him in so many places. If he's back, he's playing hard. I think this is a little bit egregious, but we're gonna give it to him. I think he gets a touchdown. I think he gets close to 100 yards. So I'll take it. Certainly over Hunter Henry. You got JMO versus Ingram. I'm taking the JMO side. We're going to go Addison against Philly. That's tough against Herbert. I think Herbert has a big game this weekend, though. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big game. So that's a tough one. I think Herbert having a big game there could be how I end up losing it. Trey McBride is about the only thing good in Arizona right now this weekend. So they're going to need him. Peter's going to need him, but it's not going to matter, Peter, because I am giving you your first loss, buddy. Moving me to 4-3, moving you to 6-1. That's going to do it for Commissioner's Pick. As always, go Falcons. Playing tonight, prime time, 8:20. See you there, or B Square. Toodles.